Vanya and the Wild Hunt. Sounds like so many things. The name Vanya is ridiculously cool, isn't it? It sounds like that exchange student you went to school with that was always too pretty and you never could really speak with her. The Wild Hunt just sounds like some crazy John Wayne movie that you really want to love. In reality, Vanya and the Wild Hunt, it's mglit from Sangu Mandana, and it fits a mold, is the best way to describe it, man. This is going to be mglit for upper elementary school girls and lower middle school girls, and that's pretty much it, because it's really predictable, and that's kind of a shame, because the first 2 chapters, man, I was in for Vanya, because it's somewhat fresh and original in the first 2 chapters, because Vanya is a young girl, I think she's 11 or 12, and she can speak to books, or rather the books speak to her. And she's always been a little bit weird and kind of an outcast. And her parents never were like, hey, here's why the books speak to you there, Vanya, don't worry about it. She was always just kind of not sure what's happening. But then I think it's in the second part of, the last part of the second chapter, I think, is when some big baddies come back and they're like, hey, your mom and your dad, they're evil wizards from another Time Lord or something like that. I'm just making this up. But but in the second chapter, some big baddies cross dimensions to attack her mom in her London flat. And Vanya's like, whoa, my mom's got a knife in the armoire? That's crazy. And there are all these cool weapons in there. And there's a lot going for it still right there. But it falls into that trap where let's send the middle schooler in the book back to some middle school in some other world where she's a warrior princess and she's this fish out of water, and her mother is a warlock in some forbidden time zone who may or may not be the actual survivor of a different clan, or she might be trying to kill everybody in the clan. And it's all really predictable. If you've read any kind of mglit like this, it's even got, like, on the cover, it's got like a deer, a giant deer with some wings and antlers. And all you're saying to yourself is, wow, I hope that giant deer with the antlers isn't involved in some flying game. And it is. You know. You don't want to say it's a bad book, because any book that gets kids to read is good. To that end, Vanya and the Wild Hunt, it's going to fit the niche for those girls in upper elementary school who want some adventure and they know what they want to read and they don't want to read anything different. They don't want to read something outside of this. This delivers that. The middle school girls who want to read the same stuff, it's for you. For anybody else who's looking for something that's outside the cookie cutter or boom stamp, this is not going to be your jam. It's got a narrow fit, and it's a shame because it's almost like they built the Vanya world before they thought about how Vanya and the characters are going to exist past the book's hopeful success of book 1. And it'll be a mild success, probably enough to launch the trilogy. But if you're a boy, it's not going to be attractive to you. If you're a girl who's not down with adventure type things, I'm going to call it Harry Potter-esque. And you hate to say every book is like Harry Potter. Ugh! Because so many books can follow that connect the dot script and be different and be original and be like, wow, I like this so much more. They don't have to be like that, but they are in some cases. Vanya and the Wild Hunt is the first in a series that's going to fit those girls who meet that description. That's pretty much who it's good for. It's Trey with Daddy Mojo.